Welcome to part 2 of Einstein's Child, the Creative Evolution of Henri Bergson, within the greater context of our Universal Canon of Literature series. As I was saying, Henri Bergson advances the existence of a vital impulse, which in French is known as the élan vital, the vital spirit or the vital impulse in each human being, which impels them to improve themselves and their environment. Instinct and intelligence are the foundation stones of humanity's drive to universal harmony. Instinct and intelligence. Instinct, of course, meshing more with the idea of our biological background, and intelligence being an altogether different entity. The philosopher reaches the conclusion that the highest degree of the élan vital, or vital impulse, is achieved by the moral person, which in French is the moral man, but of course, English being more attuned to the so-called gender needs, we would say the moral person, whose own purposeful action can kindle in others a generous impulse for self-improvement and the need to follow spiritual goals. Because of this élan, each human being does not remain isolated in humanity, nor is humanity isolated from nature. Quote, and this is a French translation, an English translation of the French, all hold together and all yield to the same push, unquote. According to Bergson, God is a radiating force of life, heat and energy for the biological organism, a source of incredible warmth and illumination for the spiritual being. In our realm, in our terrestrial realm, in everyday earth, God is this radiating force of life, action, and freedom. There are therefore no limitations to each human being's capacity for achieving personal worth and greater social good. Think about this. To recap, two forces which had an impact on my own life. I've already mentioned the Human Genome Mapping Project, and this book which came out decades before the last report of that project was made known. But they all interweave with some of the theories and musings of such likes as Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, Edward Teller, etc., etc. The 20th century was more than a crucible or a forge. It was ground zero for great intellectual achievements which have carried over into the 21st century. Let us hope that the remaining decades of this century match up to the first two of the last century, the 20th.